Hey yo, what's up? You know it is the one and only Triple the G.O.D, and of course this is your other favorite YouTube show, Triple the God Explains It All, and we are back with some more Kamen Rider Super Climax, or continuing it in our viewer requested primer, which is technically the part 2, which is the part 1, which was requested by Shyweb. If you were here for the last video, and you should remember that, but if you don't, now you know, or something like that. But yeah, we have this other B to take care of, and you know, I'm just going to try to get this as quickly as possible because like I said last time, mainly the only difference is that what style this version of the B is, and a couple of different changes to hit properties and whole different combos all entirely. So with that being said, ladies and germs, let me introduce you to he who seeks light from the darkness cast by shadow, Kamen Rider TheBee. And not this B, or Maya TheBee, but this B. You might be asking what I know about Maya TheBee. Andrea Littman. We say no more about that. Thank you. With all of that being said, and a nod to Andrea Littman because gosh, she's awesome. Punch Up. This is the best I got. I'm sorry folks. It's the best I got. This is the best I can do with limited time to prepare the non-sequiturs and the actual jokes. Forgive me please. But when it comes to picking a stage for this, however, for the first B, we went to a church. So where do you go for one seeking to find light within shadow? How about a nice meditative retreat to a beautiful jungle waterfall? Because you know, get your woosah on and whatnot. That's important. And while we set up meter and everything, I do want to let you guys know that at the end of today's video, there will be a mini primer on how clock up characters work in the game, and I hate, okay, I don't want to say hate, I just really dislike using clock up as a grab all for every character that can manipulate time somehow. Because not all characters are from Kabuto, which is where clock up comes from. You should watch Kabuto. Have I not mentioned that already? I'm mentioning it again. So until I can find some really cool descriptive way, then I'll just have to use the catch-all for clock up characters because, you know, it rolls off the tongue and stuff like that. So we'll make sure to get all in the clock up and how you can use it as awesome rider cancels and the special abilities that come with it. Well, not Maya TheBee, that being this B here, is of course a clock up character, as you notice by the gauge that is down by his feet. Because something. See, I was not prepared for this. Not at all. I was not prepared. Well, okay. I was prepared with notes, but not prepared to crack jokes and do stuff. But I am prepared enough to explain to you how to use this character. Maybe I should stop stalling now. Yeah, we should do that. We should stop stalling. Let's get to work, everybody. Let's start what we always do with the mobile art. And this version of the B, which is not Maya TheBee, and I just made that joke again, is the air dash. You jump and then you press the mobile art button and he does stuff. It's the air dash. Now, he doesn't have a normal which can cross up, but we'll get into his jumping normal later, and they're damn good. But you know, can't use them to cross up, so no one asked me that question later. When it comes to a rider art, it's just a super jump that he can do any jumping normal or a jumping rider thing into. You know, that's just what he does. A super jump. That's just all it is. Super jump rider thing. There isn't something special, and the thing I forgot to actually talk about when we talked about the other version of the V is that I wonder why, because Kick Hopper and Punch Hopper both have actual like rider art moves where Kick Hopper does the rider kick into the axle crash, and Punch Hopper does the same thing with a rider punch. But you know, the B, either B doesn't have that, and it's kind of weird that they have an awesome move like the rider thing, which would be really cool, but you know what I'm saying, to set up into some kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for? See, I'm always searching for words in the middle of this. Doing a rider art cutscene, like to do like a very, very scripted crumple stun instead or something like that. But you know, that's a nitpick. Stuff like that. Moving right along, got to get to these specials, and you know, pretty much the same old standard fare. Neutral A, Direction A, and as you see, it's the still same rider. It's the still same rider thing that the other B does. Still same crumple stun, do whatever you want. But as you notice about his combo punch, the second part of that combo punch differs. Other than that, it's the same hit property, but it's just different animations, that's all. Alrighty, let's get to, oh yeah. For the record, yep, jumping rider spin, you know, we can't forget that I showed this move off like 4 times before we even got to this point. Alright. Alright, let's get, okay, jumping normal. Jumping light and jumping heavy. There is no reason you should ever be using jumping light when jumping heavy is the same exact normal, comes out faster, and does more damage. So, if your jumping combo start with something, if they start with this, you're doing it wrong. They start with that, you're doing it very well correctly. And because it is a jumping normal that does not knock down, you can do mostly anything into it to follow it up, just so you know. Now, let's go ahead and let's get to these strings. Now, that's the light string. Looks pretty familiar. Same as the other B, same exact hit properties actually. Same exact hit properties and stun, except you know this B doesn't have the Shadow Force to cause to take advantage and do a restun off the same combo. Just so you know. Like the heavy chain, same exact chain. Same exact chain, same exact properties. Early rider cancels equals you can do extra stuff off of it, just so you know. The left or right light chain, this is some different stuff right here. Now, I think this second hit does a bit more stun for this B than it does for the other Bs. Doing the same combo, but again, you know, they're whole different animation, but you know. But as you see, not a lot of give on either one of these to, you know, follow up without doing something called a rider cancel. So, you know. Alrighty, we have the left and right light to heavy chain. And you know that's a pop-up, so you know what that means. First, jumping light, heavy, rider thing. And you know, same thing applies for doing relaunches, except that is what you always want to end with. You always want to end any relaunch combo with this version of the B with a ground rider state, because not only does it does more damage, but if you do a relaunch and if you try to do, well, screw it, I'll show you. You always, because you have to time that jump, and because that is the case, you will always miss it. So all of your normals have to come out pretty quick, but you'll always land quick enough before your opponent to do a ground rider thing. And why I cannot show an example is anybody's guess, but as you see, look at all this damage being done here, folks. So, you know, like I say, so yeah, you guys get the picture here. So yeah, you guys pretty much get the picture. Is that I'm now in the middle of trying to tell you how to do stuff, and I'm trying to figure it out. And as you just saw, what you have to do is that you have to stall out the first initial launch to make sure that you get high enough so that you land and that you can jump back high enough to do the second. But making sure that no matter what you do, that should be the end of your jumping relaunch combo. You're welcome. Glad I can help. Moving right along here, we have the up and down light string. Whole different property, you know, it's just an uppercut. This is one of the combos that, you know, that as we get into, because we've talked about clock up before, so I can go into it again. Looks like jack crap now. About to hit the clock up button. Be a bit different, but you know, we'll get into that a little bit later. Next we have the up and down like the heavy chain. This is probably one of my favorite chains because it's very similar to the other B's up and down heavy chain, where he comes right in. And I really like that. And it's like, and you get that full knockdown. But you know, that is not that. However, for the record, Kid is not enough stun to do. Actually, is it? No, it's not. Because I'm sitting up here mashing the rider finale button like crazy, and nothing came out. So you know, I just had to double check my notes because I had to even re-look at that stun and be like, is that enough for me to do something else? Unfortunately, it's not. And there's a throw because, you know, characters have those. Alright, what we got next? We have the heavy chain. This B's best stuff. You see this? Anything! Do you understand me, children? Anything! Anything, damn it! Anything! You can do whatever you want. This should be what anything you start with that is not a jumping something. Because the stun on that is just that long for you to get breathe that. And stuff. So, you know, you can do a rider finale off of it. As you saw, I can do jump cancel combos and, you know, stuff like that. And I can do mostly any chains. This is good for rider cancel combos. As you see. Yeah, if I would have canceled that, but you know, this is just an example of stuff you can do. Yeah, so pretty much we'll get into that later, but I just wanted to just give you a little demo of a brief example of what you can do off of this into anything you want. Continuing, we have the right, because which would be left depending on what you did. Well, we'll just say this. When it comes to combos where actually that you would do a throw off a heavy, I just need to learn to just get into a groove of just saying toward your opponent and the button, because, you know, that makes a lot of sense. So towards heavy does this lunging punch, which is this uppercut, which you cannot rider jump cancel out of, but you know, it's a really good string for, as you see, covering a lot of space. So, you know, you could always, you know, cover that, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially if you're near a guard break, it's a good combo for that to try to get in, to try to get that last guard. And then if you hit the first one, you can always rider cancel out of it and then do whatever you want after that. So that's cool too. Alrighty, we have the up and down heavy chain. Now, this is another one of Cool B's chain. Wanna know why? Because, again, another combo, I can do whatever I want off of. So you have the that neutral heavy, and you have the up or down and heavy. Same hit properties, do different stuff, but you can do whatever you want off them. So keep that in mind. And with that, we've reached the end. Well, more like the beginning, because now we get to talk about, you know, we get to talk about clock up, and I need to turn off meter because, you know, it needs to be understood. And for the record, the select button on the PSP does charging, because I've had that question in my inbox once or twice, and it's the minus button on what system is this? A Nintendo. I should not be doing this early in the morning. Sorry. But yeah, the rules for using clock up are the exact same for using an assault burst, because they qualify the same thing. As long as you have anywhere above 2 meters, and I mean increments, that if you have 2 meters, you can't activate. But with this, I can activate, because you have to have more than 2 meters to do stuff, and it's just, you know, it's just so you know that that's the case, and that's the reason why I turned off. That's the reason why I turned off super gauge, because I just want to make sure that we make that correlation that you need above 2 meters. It doesn't matter how much above 2 meters you are. Anything less than above 2 meters, you cannot do an assault burst, and you cannot activate clock up for characters who actually have this style by using the buttons which you transform or activate stuff with. Yeah. Awkward silence. Great. Alright, let's go ahead and let's get into these clock up strings. What we got first? We have the an extended light chain, which is that's the extended light chain. That's the extended toward away. That's the okay. Let me see, cause I'm trying to, you know, do all this stuff at one time. Maybe I would see. This is just one of my complaints about this game, about how practice mode works. I wish I could be able to just set that I just need enough meter to do a combo instead of trying to do more than one. So, you know, you guys just gotta bear with me. So let's start over. Alrighty, we have his extended light string, which is light 5 times. Does a pretty good knockdown. It does a pretty good knockdown. That last hit starts to juggle. So, you know, if you want to, you can always stop at 4 hits and then do something else at your leisure. But, you know, rider canceling is very dangerous because of how quick now that, because it used to be like when Kabuto and 5 did it in old games, is that you could do as many rider cancels as you want, and you were able to open up a lot of combos. But since you know that they took that type of stuff out of there, it makes, you know, clock up. You know what I'm saying? Clock up is still beast because you get to do extended combos, which you do more damage off of. And trust me, I got something to show you when we get done about that. But you know, with having rider cancel actually drain your bar, it makes you really think more carefully about the strings that I want to use. So, continuing, towards our way, and the light chain, towards and away light chain, as you see, you know, has a bit of OTG pickup off that first hit. So you know, there's that. What we got next? We have the up and down light chain extended though. See, I told you that up and down chain. And stuff like that. So, you know, that was an up and down. That was an up and down light chain. We have the extended heavy chain. Look at this. See, you can do back steps like that because what you do need to learn to add to your repertoire for extended combos, especially for characters that like to float forever, is doing a back step so you're not throwing hits that make you work behind your enemy or things like that. And you know, that just takes time and practice to realize it. And let me see, what else we got here? We have the up and down heavy chain. I'm just completely lost here. Alright, that was actually the towards and heavy chain I just showed you completely on accident. So let's just see that one more time. That's it. That's all it does. That's that. It's a good chain to end with on that 4th hit, and if you have enough meter that you can get, you have enough meter to back away, and then you can do something extra after that. And of course, his combo punch special is now extended in this mode. And you can do stuff like that. And that about covers the B, except this. Do you see this? See, all that other stuff I showed you, completely freaking worthless. Completely worthless. When you can do this should be your goal as the B. You either want to land a neutral B with full meter or an up and down B, and then do that. This is the only thing you should ever want to do because it does 80% damage. See? That's all you want to do. Up and down heavy, catch them right before they recover. Is that the up and down heavy, as you see, it takes a little more, you know, rider canceling at the right time to do it, but the neutral heavy, it's nothing because of the way that first hit recovers, that you can do whatever you want to that. So, and you can do stuff like that. That's a 70% combo by just repeatedly pressing the special button. But, before we get out of here, just want to show you. This is the other difference, is that this B don't need no help from the Shadow Force. Man, I kick your ass myself. I'm a straight game. What do you have to say? Rider Sting. And, this is not gonna end well. Explosion. See, you gotta love mystical Kamen Rider explosions. They're awesome. Mystical Kamen Rider explosions. Can't live with them, can't live without them. Something or thing. So, this scatterbrain version of Triple the God Explained It All is over now. Hi Andrea Littman, you're awesome. Maya the Bee, Clock Up Bee, Summon Style Bee, Viewers Requested Choice Primer, shout out to my big homie Shellweb. New Run That Rex game, should be up right about now, actually, as you're watching this video. So feel free to watch that. Kirby will be back in the slated time tomorrow, so I'm going to be bouncing my new game and my old game off of this, and, you know, I got some more characters to get into, so, you know, expect a promise sometime next week of a character that I should have covered a long time ago in the last game, so be ready for that. So, I think that about, yeah, Scatterbrain version of Triple the God Explain It All. Through all the Scatterbrain stuff, I hope you guys learned something. The moral of today, neutral B into clock up into a whole bunch of rider things equals 70% of your energy bar gone. So if you're on the other side of that offense and you got some meter, it's a great way. It's a great way to bait a rider burst, because if you do that once, you're always going to scare your opponent to rider burst, and then they get to a junction where they can't block. Where I think you do take a little bit more damage when your guard's broken. So, you know, you can keep that in mind. Other B, he can't do that. Or at least the way that he can, because, you know, he can do that, but it takes a little setup for him to go into clock up and then do a whole bunch of rider things, and it does a little bit less damage. So, there you go. So, I'm done. For real. I'm done. New Run That Rex. Go watch that. Kirby will be back later. Andrea Libman. Maya the Bee. This B. That B. Some other B. Whether it be. I am Triple the G.O.D. And this is, of course, your other favorite YouTube show, Triple the God Explains It All. I'll see you guys next time, man. Peace out.